Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a random live stream. Can everybody hear me? Give me a 1 2 1 2. Anybody making money today? Not a lot, but some. Okay, so can you hear me clear? What, Vlad? We've had some issues with our internet. Perks of living out in BFE. So if you can hear me, let me know. Yeah, I can definitely look at QLC for you, man. Okay, well, if everything starts good, then I'm just going to get into it. Music and all that. I know I ask that every time, but I'd hate for you guys to watch this live stream and have it sound like shit the whole time. Hey, sometimes those are the best coins to make some money on. Music a tad low. Okay, how about that? So QLC up 2.8%. Hang on one sec. Yeah, my dog's going crazy. So QLC up 2.8% at 1.5 cents. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, you know what? We're just not going to do music. If you can hear my voice, that's just fine. No, I have my dog barking in the background. I have a bunch of deer in my backyard right now. So we'll get into QLC. QLC up 2.8 at 1.5 cents. 600 million total supply, 240 million circulating with a really small market cap of 3.7 million. Available on Binance, Gate.io, and Hotbit. All-time high of 136 4 years ago. All-time, it hit its all-time low 4 days ago. If we look at the max compared to the market cap. Oh, did this coin just come out? Either my screen froze or this coin just came out today. Looks pretty new. So let's get into QLC. Yeah, this coin came out February 22nd. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my internet's shit. Man, I really hope I don't have to cancel the live stream. Okay, so QLC has these really big pump and dumps. What's up, chef? So I had some internet issues earlier today, so if I sound choppy or whatnot, let me know and I'll try to reset some stuff. But I just wanted to have a live stream after the volatility that went on today and see what's going on with some coins. Vlad suggested QLC. This definitely looks like a really good day trading coin with these pumps right here. So for the time being, QLC doesn't have a lot of data on CoinGecko, but we can chart it. We'll try to chart it. Yeah. Yeah, we had we had snow, rain, and sun all in one day today. And for some reason, it's affecting the internet. I live out in the boonies, so I have that point-to-point internet. So we're on a general uptrend since February 24th, if you look at it that way. This is more of a pump, not pump and dump coin, but when it pumps, it pumps. When there's a sell, it sells. For the time being, it looks like we're getting rejected at the 618. RSI is a little high in my opinion, so honestly, I'd keep an eye on a retracement back to the support at 1.4. Worst case scenario, 7.86. But inevitably, we could see big fat candles like this at any time. But for the short term, I think we're retracing to the support at 1.4 to the 786 at 1.3, and then from there, I think we'll rally back up. That'll bring us actually below the 30. The RSI has been tailing up since April 11th, so yeah, can we break above this and hit the 70? It's not unlikely, but you're not going to make really good gains if that happens. You definitely want to have a retracement to pick up some more fuel, so hopefully it's just a hump retracement, and then a pump up to the 70, up to the 5 at 166 for the time being. Not weather, sun flares. Yeah, I mean, if you're a day trader, this might not be a bad coin to watch. It looks like the entire month of, well, since February 27th, it's been maintaining over the 786. So having a stop loss at the 786 at 137 might not be bad in trying to play these pumps. I'm not saying there's crazy pumps, but I mean, if you got in at the pump on the 23rd of March, in one day you would have made 44% on a coin on this coin. Looks like the 786 is the main support for this coin now. For the time being, I think we're going to be retracing, but judging by the volatility, it just takes one buy to either pump it or dump it. And I don't think the dumps are going to fall below the 786. As soon as it did back here on March 15th, it instantly got bought up. And that led to that giant pump on March 24th. So I'd keep an eye on a retracement to the main support at 1.4, possibly the 786 down here at 1.377. Yeah, man, this is gonna suck not playing with music. So you sure the music was choppy? I'm gonna put the music back on. If the music's choppy, let me know again, and I'll stop playing it. But I definitely need to be listening to some music to do this. I just can't sit down here and quiet. I mean, I could probably turn it off so you guys can't hear it, but if it sounds choppy, let me know. But so what are you guys looking at today? Anybody buy anything on the dip? Unfortunately, I did not buy anything. I wish I would have. I still think altcoins might rip this week. I really do. And Vlad, you weren't wrong about the 18th. You were calling the 18th as a retracement for quite a while. I think I remember you talking about it at least a week and a half, 2 weeks ago about the 18th being a retracement day for Bitcoin. And it happened today, so nice call on that, man. So I know the general coins that you guys like looking at. So we'll get into, what the hell is it called? Zilliqa. Well, Zilliqa didn't go to the moon, but honestly, Zilliqa didn't make as big as a bottom as I thought it was going with this dip. We did have that not big dip on Bitcoin, but we did have that decent drop on Bitcoin. You guys did fall below the top of this resistance channel, but you didn't even tag the 786 before you started reversing. Yeah, you guys are in a downtrend, but it's not looking terrible, I guess. I mean, it is a valid downtrend, so you guys are heading down. I want to be bullish on coins right now, but if you just want to go by the TA, yeah, you guys are heading down, and the price to beat is where you guys are at right now. You're at the bottom of this neutral channel at 10.8. You need to get over 10.8 and break up to this main resistance area to test this main resistance for Zilliqa to have a possibility to break out. I'm going to try to put my Moon Boy feelings aside and just do some realistic TAs tonight, because usually I'm saying, hey, if we break above this, we're going to the moon, but we're going to get some realistic stuff in here, so... for the time being, if we get rejected at this neutral channel, which it looks like we're having some trouble at, I'd keep an eye on a retracement to the 786. Bad news bears if we break below the 786. Or break below the 786, you guys don't have a support until you go down to the 1. Not saying you're dropping to 6.2. You could have some sort of magical support in there. But inevitably, if you break below the 786, I could see a decent sized drop for a retracement down to the 1. So I'd keep an eye on the 786 for the time being at 9.8. I mean, if we zoom out for Zilliqa, there's not a ton of neutral channel. You did have some back here at 7.8, it looks like. So I'm gonna draw a ray just so we have it on the chart. So for the time being, oh, it looks like it played out perfectly with the drawing. For the time being, if we break below 786, I'd keep an eye on 8 cents for Ray, and then a little pump up, and then a capitulation down from there. Ray really needs to break over this resistance to become bullish since the April 1st, and that's not an April Fool's joke. So let's keep an eye on the 786 as a bottom for Zilliqa right now. Hopefully we break above this resistance channel and test this resistance and break up. But we have been in a downtrend since April 1st, and actually been in an actual downtrend. Not like, hey, we broke the downtrend, we fell back in. Like, we have not made a higher high since. So as of right now, it's following this pattern, and 786 is your lifeline for Zilliqa before we fall off the table to 8 cents. So let's just keep an eye on breaking up to 11.6 and breaking above that for Zilliqa. So Zcash, what is Zcash? What the heck is Zcash? It's not even showing up on here. Is Zcash Bitcoin Cash? Wow, Zcash actually isn't looking that bad. I mean, if you look at the short term, we did break out of this downtrend. So Zcash looks like it wants to test this resistance right here. So I'd keep an eye on 158. The RSI is a little high in my opinion, so I think we peak out at 158, and hopefully we don't fall back down to the support. But if we look in the past, see if we can find some support that's not showing up here. You guys looked like you had a lot of volatility, or not volatility, a lot of support there, so we'll draw a ray there as well. Yeah, that was a support down here and a resistance right here. So it looks like you guys have a lot of support at 140, 147. So I'd keep an eye on a pump up to 158 and a retracement to 147 for a continuation higher for something like this. So I think we test 158, retrace down to this I guess you can say support at 147, then continuation higher, which would actually tag us at 70, retrace at 50 for continuation back up to 70. In which case we would test this resistance, which looks like you had a lot of resistance at this very, very small resistance channel, but it's still resistance even though it's small. So I'd keep an eye on a retracement to 148 for a pump up to 170, hopefully, if we break above this on our way up. It just looks like we're having a hard time breaking above this for the time being. That's why I'm thinking we're having a retracement. So with that open floor, how's everyone doing tonight? How's everything sound? Who wants their coins charted? Anyone making money today? What coins you guys buying today? I know some of you guys bought some coins. Yeah, music sounds choppy, so I shut that off. We're gonna do it freestyle tonight in silence. Let's take a look at BTC real quick. So BTC actually dropped to the 618 and had a lot of support around 38 and actually broke back above this downtrend. So there's a good chance, not saying it was this capitulation, but every time we capitulate below this downtrend, we have a big pump, and this what could have been a small capitulation. So we could actually see some big moves up here in the near future, in my opinion. Um, yeah, broke above, bounced up the 618, broke above the 5, and currently looking like we're on our way to 42 for Bitcoin. So hopefully this was the bottom and we start looking for another, what was this, March 14th to March, a month of prosperity for us. But yeah, Bitcoin, hopefully that was the bottom right there at 618. Usually when we capitulate like that, we have a higher run from there. That's the first time since January 24th. So that's only the third time this year we broke below this downtrend. And usually when we break this downtrend, since the beginning of this year, we have a nice run up. So hopefully that was that capitulation for a nice run up for Bitcoin. With that, who wants their coins charted? So Bitcoin's, and unfortunately, I did not pick any more up of my favorite coin right here. Yeah, PVX actually dipped all the way down to 6.9. Man, I wish I would have had a buy in order at 6.9 to get filled. That would have been crazy. Like I said in the last live stream, I think a lot of coins would be very, very bullish in the middle of this week to the end of the week. I know Vlad was talking about Bitcoin having this drop for at least a week and a half, and that seemed to play out. So I think for the time being, hopefully that was the worst of the worst for the time being, and where we start seeing some money flow back in. Let's see how my ACH is doing. So ACH is still not doing good. ACH is doing pretty bad in my opinion. I'm holding this long term, but in the back of my mind, I just wish I could dump it, but I'm not going to. I have a plan. I have to stick to it. Looks like we're having trouble breaking over this main resistance at 3.4. RSI is low, so there's a chance we could do it. If we do break above this 3.4, I'd keep an eye on the 786 for a retracement. And then a continuation up to the 618. Once we get up here, it's going to be very difficult to get over because we're at a 618 and main resistance area. Not saying we're going to head up there anytime soon because ACH usually just shits the bed. But for the time being, I think we actually do break over this main resistance area and blast up to the 786 for a retracement. The thing I'm kind of worried about is if we will go up here and break above that. If we do, hopefully it's something like this. And we just can start seeing it ladder back up. That'd be great. That would be great. So ACH for the time being. Hopefully this was the bottom. And we'll just keep an eye on this main resistance in 786 area for the sure. And then at 786 actually holds, I think it's going to be playing out something like this. Okay, with that, sorry, I didn't see all these chats. For some reason, it didn't load right away. So we had Zcash and now Curve. So we'll do Curve. I'm gonna shut off my desktop audio so I can listen to music and you guys can't hear it because for some reason it just sounds choppy on the live stream. So with that, we'll get into Curve. Unless, is that an actual coin? So Curve actually bounced off this support channel, broke above this resistance, flipped into support. It's actually not looking bad if we don't get rejected at this 50. It looks like it wants to test the bottom of the support channel again. Let's see if we can draw a fib and try to validate that. So we go bottom to top. 618 and 786 pretty much play out perfectly. So I think we actually have a pretty good chance for a run up on Curve. I'd keep an eye on the bottom of this resistance channel here at 7.6. We break above 7.6, we're heading up to $78. It's going to be very difficult to break over 78 on this initial run up. 618 is pretty much right on top of that. So if we break up there, the RSI is going to be at 70. We could see something like a bounce down to the 50 and retracement. So I don't think we're breaking over 70 on this run, but there's a good chance that we're heading up to $75, $76 for the time being. Once we hit up there, it's going to be a test on whether we're going to continue higher or have a retracement to the top of the support channel and then act as a great support, even though you just fell through it right here. The 786 on top of a main resistance, and if you break that, it's going to be a great support because if you're above a 618, it acts as a support, and if you're above that of the resistance, it's going to flip into a support and act as a great support as well. So for Curve right now, I think minimally we're heading up to $75. So QSP. So QSP is not looking bad. I said I think we're testing this resistance here at 8.1 once again. This is what I drew yesterday. Us bouncing off this resistance, back testing the 5 and continuing up. I'm not saying I'm actually going to keep that intact and just move it over. I think this is still going to happen. Yes, we did wick above this resistance. We haven't had a full body candle up to it yet. We've had a full body candle up to this resistance channel. So honestly, I don't think we're going to have much of a pullback. The biggest pullback we can have is to the 618, and from there, I think we're going to continue up here. But inevitably, in the short term, in the next week or so, I think we're working our way back up to 8.1 to 10. QSP has just been extremely bullish, in my opinion, ever since March 23rd. I mean, you guys had that Bitcoin drop today, and this didn't even have as big of a drop as you did back here in early April. So, on the 618 at 6.7. Inevitably, I think we're heading up to 8.1 this week. This week or early next week, it looks like, if we break above the 7.3. But I think we're on our way to test that again, and we've had a very difficult time breaking that. So hopefully, we've been trying to break it since March 24th. So the next candle starts in approximately 45 minutes. So if the next candle's green, I think we'll be peaking out at 73 for a retracement either to the 5 at 7 cents. And if we fall below 7 cents, 6, 7 will be the bottom. So I think we're having a slight retracement here in the next couple hours until we start taking off again. So personally, I wouldn't be buying in right now. I'd be waiting for that retracement if you're looking to accumulate more for continuation up. I don't think we fall below the 786 to the 786 anyways. QSP looks like it's about ready to break up here to the 8.1 and test that for a fifth time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, the more you test it, I mean, you'll have to break it eventually, right? It's like flipping a coin and continually getting tails. Eventually, you'll land on heads. Oh, Byko. Yeah, I remember you put that in a request on one of the videos. I didn't get to it. Sorry, man. But I'll go over it now for you. And just so you guys know, QuantStamp's pretty much been in an uptrend since the 14th. So we have not been making lower lows. Now, if this would just load. So bike, oh. We'll try to find a different chart. That one doesn't look too good. That one's the Coinbase one, so we have to go off of that. Man, Byko's choppy. Let's look at Byko real quick. So Biconomy, market cap 160 million, 1 billion max supply, 122 million, 145 5 months ago, all-time low 105 2 months ago. If you look at the max, man, I swear it's my internet. This shit's just not loading today. Sorry, guys. It's not letting me look at any of this stuff on CoinGecko tonight. Well, if we look at the max, it just loaded. It looks like shit. So we'll go off the short term. Yeah, I'm not super bullish on Byko right now. I think we're going to be pumping up to the 786 at 136 and then continuing down here to the 1. Byko's just not looking very great in my opinion. It doesn't have that reversal, didn't have that uptrend, slight uptrend that a lot of coins had from the 11th of April. I mean, you had a slight uptrend here, but then you flattened out. So Byko isn't looking bullish in my opinion. I'd currently keep an eye on 135 for a retracement. I don't think we're breaking above that anytime soon, unfortunately. I think Byko is heavily dependent on Bitcoin, what Bitcoin does. I mean, we had that Bitcoin drop today, and look what happened. You dropped approximately 11% today. So this thing is heavily influenced on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin maintains where it's at right now, this thing is not going to be taking off. It'll most likely be bleeding out or just slightly moving sideways. So I'd keep an eye on a pump to the 786. And worst case scenario is a retracement down here, the one at 115. Yeah. Sorry, man. Byko's not looking very good in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, man. Do your own research and stuff. So OGN. So I had OGN drop into the 786. Didn't think it would drop down here, but it actually went up to the 786. OGN's looking pretty bullish. You're making higher lows and higher highs. So OGN doesn't look like it was manipulated by the Bitcoin drop today. Currently tested at 70, so I'm going to be looking for a retracement here. Most likely to the 786 or to support. So for right now, I'd keep an eye on a drop down to the main support at 6 cents. We've dropped below 6 cents. We have a 618 at 5.7, which is in a resistance channel. And then I think we'll be working our ways up towards another high at 7.5, 75 cents. This thing since April 12th has been extremely bullish. It's a very steep uptrend you guys are on here. And if you want to go by the chart, the uptrend, we actually won't be going down to the 618. It looks like we'll be going down to around the main support for continuation up to 75 cents for OGN. So I'd keep an eye on OGN. I think that thing's going up 75 cents. I think we're going to have a slight retracement. So if it was me, I'd probably put a buy order in at 618 just in case it hit at 5.7. But that's just me. But inevitably, if it drops... If it drops down to the 618, that's an 8% drop, or to the main support, that's a 8% drop. And then from there, I think it's going to have a pump approximately 23%. Not saying the pump's all going to happen in one day, but I think it's going to be something steep like this to continue this uptrend. And we could just see something like this for for the time being. So let's keep an eye on this main support at 6 cents for OGN. If that holds, I think we're going to be breaking the 382 to head up to the 236 at 75 for OGN. So ZEC. Oh, ZEC had a nice capitulation and bought and pump today as well. A lot of coins needed this capitulation. I think I was talked about that in the last live stream. There had, or a couple live streams ago, we needed some sort of capitulation to continue higher. And hopefully that was the capitulation. So as of right now, we're testing the bottom of this resistance channel. We wicked just to this resistance channel. RSI is tagging up towards 70. So inevitably, we're going to be having a slight retracement. You guys do break over 70 sometimes, but you don't maintain that RSI for long. So I'd keep an eye on tagging 70 and a retracement to the top of the support channel for continuation up to the 618 at 165. I think we're going to be tagging 70. I think we're going to be retracing here in the next couple wicks. So these wicks are 4-hour wicks. So earlier tomorrow, I think we're going to be retracing, and tomorrow's going to be a red day for this. But then from there on, I think we'll be working our way up towards 158 to the main resistance area. Then if we break above the main resistance, we have the 618 at 165. So inevitably, oh, this is Zcash. Wait, why am I in Zcash? I didn't put in ZEC. That is, wow. I'm stupid. So for Zcash, let's keep an eye on this. I think Zcash is going to have a retracement. Then it's going to be blasting up to around 165, in my opinion. And that's definitely, let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to get rejected. And if we break above that, we'll be breaking the downtrend. So honestly, now that I drew that, I'd keep an eye on a retracement to the top of this support channel and then testing the 786 again right here, because this downtrend hits the 786 exactly at 150. So I know I said I wasn't going to be a moon coins right now, so I'm going to convert, and then we have to break above 151, 150 to continue higher to break out of this downtrend that we're in. So I think for Zcash, keep an eye on 150, break above 150, then we'll start testing this area. But for the short term, retracement to 142, then a pump up to 150 to test that area out. Do you hear music? You're not supposed to hear music. I thought I shut music off because it was so choppy. Yeah, I think my internet shit today, guys. CLV honestly looks like it bottomed at 31 cents. So for the time being, let's keep an eye on. We'll go off bottom to top. Keep an eye on our run up to the 786 at approximately 36 cents. I think we'll peak out there and find and from there retrace to the top of this support for continuation up to the 38 cents. So I think we have approximately, let's just take a look at this. 6% more to go until we have a retracement here on CLV. I'd keep an eye on 36 cents, 35, 36 cents for CLV. We are in a general downtrend, so I'm not going to be bullish on coins right now. I'm not going to say we're going to the moon, but I think if this pattern continues, we'll get rejected at the 786 and head down to this support channel for the time being, and then hopefully continue higher. So keep an eye on 36 cents and then a retracement from there for CLV. So I did curve AMP. So TJ says AMP. So what is AMP doing? Wow. AMP has just been shit in the bed. Yo, AMP is not looking good in my opinion. AMP has just been going down and down since November of last year. Well, even further than that, look at the further we zoom out, the worse it gets. June 21st of last year, you were at 12 cents. And you guys have just been making lower lows since, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I think this just put in a new all-time low. Well, I don't think it did, but I'm not going to do a ton of research on that for the time being. We'll go off from bottom to top. Yeah, AMP's not looking great, guys. I'd keep an eye on the main resistance 786 area at 2.2 for a retracement down here. AMP just continues to bleed out. Even when Bitcoin was doing sort of decent on the 11th, you guys didn't even have a pump from there up to the 618. You guys just kind of stayed in this area and then fell off the table. So I'd keep an eye on 223 to 226 and then a retracement down to 2 cents. Just AMP isn't looking too great. Sorry about that. So CRV. Man, guys, my internet is not doing great tonight. Sorry if I end up cutting out or cutting this live stream short. It's just super choppy tonight, unfortunately. Shit's not loading. There we go. So for CRV, we actually fell below the 786 and main support, but bounced from there on some imaginary support. It's not imaginary. There most likely is one down here if we drew a million microfibs. But for the time being, it looks like it wants to break above 50. So honestly, I'd keep an eye on a pump up to this main support or main resistance area at approximately $2.30 and then a bounce down, and hopefully we break above that. But as soon as we break above that, we're met with a 618, then an instant resistance area after that. So it's gonna be very difficult for CRV to get over this area. Not saying it's undoable, but I don't think it's gonna happen until Bitcoin starts becoming more bullish. You guys have been in the general downtrend since April 2nd. Well, if we zoom out and just take a bigger look at the picture, since January 3rd, you guys have been making larger highs. So hopefully this isn't the larger high for a drop down to here. That's definitely in the books if you think we're in a bull market, which I don't think we are, but everyone has their own opinion. So for the time being, short term, let's keep an eye on 230 for a retracement down to 220, then hopefully coming up here to test this area once again. But I think CRV is going to approximately pump around 5 cents or 5%, 5-6%, and then have a retracement from there. Since April 3rd, we have been making lower highs, so it's very difficult for me to say, hey, we're going to be breaking above that, especially with the way the market looks right now. I think we're just going to be continuing this pattern, which would validate the bounce off this resistance and then bounce down here to 220 to 211 and then a continuation up. Hey, what's up? What's up, Zgoth? Still going through the chats right now. Internet's not that great right now. Not that great right now, so you might hear me cutting in and out. Stuff isn't loading. If the live stream randomly cuts off, I probably won't jump back on. But I just wanted to go over the crypto space today because there was some fear today. There was definitely some fear in the space. Um, Vlad was definitely right on the 18th having a Bitcoin drop. He was shilling that shit in the Discord for a week or two now. He was telling us he thought the 18th was going to have a drop, and it definitely did have a drop. So good call on that, Vlad. So Deso. Well, that didn't play out. Deso actually isn't looking too bad for a long-term, well, not long-term play, but it looks like it's consolidating. So for Deso, I think we'll be retracing back down here to around 37. Then hopefully something like this is going to happen. So I think we have a little bit longer until Deso starts breaking out. I'm not going to say we're breaking up to the 786. That would invalidate this downtrend. We have not had a full body candle that touched this downtrend since the 15th of April. We just had wicks. I mean, if we just go by bodies on this downtrend, so if I adjust this, so it's the bodies, it actually validates this recent candle right here. So I'd currently be looking for a retracement on Deso to either the top of the support channel at $38 or the bottom of this triangle at 37. And then I think we're getting really close to the breakout point though. And inevitably when we break out, we're going to be pumping up to, I think we'll blast right above the 786 to $49. But that's about a week or so out in my opinion. Perks of living in the boonies with point to point. Uh-oh. My OBS just disconnected. Can you guys still see me? Oh boy. Fun times.